Is it working now? No. Oh, that's quite strange.
Mm. It looks like it's working now.
Ah, it is working now.
Mm.
Um,
Yes, it's working now.
Yeah.
it's working now. Great. Fantastic. Awesome. So let me just check how to. Okay, perfect. All right. I need to make sure I get this over here. Da-da-da. All right. Okay, so whilst people will be speaking, so in the meantime, I'm just going to very kindly mute everyone. And of course, once it's your turn, I will unmute you, or you can unmute yourself, actually. So there's new people coming into the call as well. So I'm just going to wait until everyone's in. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see that most of you were able to make it. Okay. All right. So, welcome everyone to this year's Poetry Lighthouse Prize. It is quite a pleasure to, to see you all in real life, not just through the screen. Well, it is still through the screen, but not in an image. So it's really nice to see you all, and I can't wait to hear all your wonderful poems. If you're here, it means that your poems were shortlisted, which is incredible because from such a big list of poets and poems, we were able to, you know, to get to the finalist of this prize. So all of you here, it just means a lot that you're here. It means that you have a lot of talent, every single one of you, regardless of what's the result for today's prize. Take this more as an opportunity to listen to poetry, enjoy each other's work, get to know each other, and just make the best out of it. So with okay. So the next thing, what we're going to do is we're going to listen first to um, two speakers, and then we're going to move on to the poems. So you're going to recite the poems, and by the end of it, we're going to have the final, we're going to announce the winners of the prize. So first, I would like to give the floor to Olivia, who is going to introduce today's ceremony. So, Olivia, if you're still there, could you please
Yes.
unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. There's a lot of you that I don't know, so it's really lovely to see you all. I'm super happy to be here and today to present this second edition of the Poetry Lighthouse Prize. As Erwin said, we had a lot more poems than last year, so it was harder to decide, but our community of editors and translators grew as well. So we managed to read them all and to get together and decide, which was really amazing. We've got lots of beautiful poems coming in now. The Poetry Lighthouse is growing, which is amazing. I've met Erwin 2 years ago, and since the first day, I'm amazed by how passionate he is and how well he, shares that passion and gets everyone excited about poetry. So we are growing a beautiful community of poets and people passionate, and it's been a truly beautiful experience. And now we're gonna publish a second anthology, and now we're doing a second prize for this year. It was such a pleasure, and I'm glad today to share the poems with you as well, and that we will have so much beautiful readings. Before getting into the different readings, I think we will have a few words as well from our last year winner, right? Cassandra. So if you'd like to share us a bit maybe about your experience as well from last year.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be celebrating so many talented poets. This is a brilliant endeavor, and I commend Erwin and everyone else on the Poetry Lighthouse team for making this possible. I've been asked to read my introduction passage from last year's anthology, and I hope that for all of those listening here or on the live stream, whether you call yourself a poet or just someone who writes poems, it's the same thing, but sometimes we require a little bit of courage and acceptance to get us there. I hope that whatever you call yourself, because of or in spite of your literary identity, this passage can help you harness that power, that poem inside of you, which everyone here on this Zoom has been doing so excellently. It's why you're here. So without further ado, here are my words for what they are worth. Poetry to me is pure expression of the soul, raw and unadulterated. It is a deeply personal act, one which requires the poet to be absolutely present in the experience. Whether the speaker of the poem is the poet themselves or another character the poet is channeling. Poetry, like all other art forms, thrives on vulnerability and the power to capture a moment in time, a memory, a dream, an explanation, ode, apology, flight of whimsy, in short, the sweet music, secret message, or rallying cry of the poet's imaginings. Poems generally exist for a very specific purpose, and sometimes that purpose is imparted through a feeling rather than an intellectual observation. It can be great fun to analyze poetry, and nothing is more exciting than poetry that makes you feel. This quality, I believe, is what renders good poems worthy of analysis in the first place. I don't claim to be any kind of expert, but I believe that the key to writing this type of poetry is by being in touch with your emotions, in touch with feeling yourself. This world has all the ingredients for desensitization, and I sense a disturbing numbness across generations that I can only understand as a coping mechanism. Poetry is mine. My advice to writers everywhere would be to keep your heart open, be vulnerable. It is an act of resistance in this world that seeks to conform, commodify, and commercialize our humanity. Stay tender, stay soft. It is what makes you strong. Don't worry about meter or rhyme if you don't want to. This isn't math. This is magic. The poem is yours.
Thank you, Cassandra. Wow. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. You definitely deserved that prize last year. Still do. Thank you so much for your words. I think without waiting too much, we can move on to the first recitals. The first one, first of all, I apologize because it's the first time for me meeting most of you. So if I don't pronounce your name correctly, please do correct me. Our first poem for today is Fells of Molten Honey by Sivani Ho.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, here we go. Fells of Molten Honey. Oh, my Scottish heart, I have returned you to the unicorn's land, on the scalloped roads with places to wave, to sleep under a sky that rolls in weeping Atlantic tears while it paints masterpieces in Payne's gray. She chills to the bone and seems barren to those who cannot see the rolling fells made of molten honey. Finding sweetness is in rye, an elixir in lilting tongues. To survive here, you have to hear the song in wind, recite the incantations of spring, To thrive here, you must learn to pause, to worship sunlight every time she kisses heather.
Thank you, Sivani. Thank you so much for starting, for being the first one on this short prize selection. Next one is Your Dappled Yellow Hair by Alan McGee.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations to everyone, and thank you to Erwin and the whole team. So this is Your Dappled Yellow Hair. I first fell for your dappled yellow hair, gold and pine and shoulder soft, fine and fair and speckled silk, cream and lemon and mushroom, boastful buttercups and fullest sunlight, sumptuous ochre, mustard and tan, bashful egg yolks on flashing sand, buff, ivory and starving flame, honey rich and chickpea yellow, daffodils bursting in glorious sun, spring and summer and barley corn, meet and dance and melt and sleep through your dappled yellow hair. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Alan. Everyone is clapping without the mics on. Thank you so much. Our next one is titled He's an Art by Miranda Creed. I don't know if Miranda is connected. If she's not, maybe we can move on to the next one and come back later. So the next one would be The Last Days of Leonard Cohen by David Punter. If David is here.
You're on mute, David.
Okay, is that it?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Well, again, thank you very much indeed, Erwin, for organising all of this and for the Poetry Lighthouse. So this is called The Last Days of Leonard Cohen. You can see it two ways. There's Leonard Cohen, the Canadian hero, surrounded by honours and dignities, feted by the establishment, all singing Hallelujah and commiserating about the Nobel Prize. Then there's Leonard all alone in his shabby room in the Tower of Song, hearing the words of his own heroes leaking through to him amid the unpainted walls and the scattered pills, the claustrophobia of despair. The narratives clang and clash. They are uncoordinated. They lack rhythm and symmetry, despite his lifelong efforts to provide life with meter and form. The taped cross over the heart, from Hydra to Mount Baldy to betrayal. But the sun still pours down like honey on Our Lady of the Harbour, and nothing can sing as sweet as a bird on a wire. And these last days, these days of last things, are still days of grace and delight, where wild hyacinths enjoy the rain. Thanks.
Thank you very, very much, David. Amazing. I don't think that Miranda connected in the meantime, so we will move on to the last recital for that first part, which is Taking Out the Trash by Madeline Fisher.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here. Taking out the trash. I take out the trash every Thursday night. I put it in the green dumpster and roll it to the top of our driveway. I can take out the trash every Thursday night, but I can't seem to take out the trash in my life. I just let things pile up, then all of a sudden the trash bag is much too heavy and the driveway is much too long. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline. Amazing for that variety of poems. I think this is it for the first part of the recitals, so I will hand back the talk to Erwin.
Thank you so much, and Olivia, and thank you also everyone who's read their poems. All of them were absolutely fantastic. I loved every single one of them in its own way. Very special and very powerful meaning behind. Thank you all very much. So we're going to do just a 5-minute break, just for everyone to, relax, get something to drink, maybe, if you're thirsty. Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm just going to talk to you about something very exciting. So as you all know, every year we have different anthologies, and this year we're about to release one this summer. I'm trying to find the PowerPoint that I created. I just don't seem to find it, so gonna just try. Okay. Right. I hope that you can see what's going on the screen. So, yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for for all the support that we've got. All of these, we've been doing this for 2 years, and I could not be more excited about all of the new voices that have been, that we've been trying to get out there, and I'm really happy for all of it. So there is the new anthology, as I said, and this is going to be our second anthology. And we're very excited. Everyone who's here were longlisted. So if you were longlisted and you received the email of the longlist, your poem will be featured in this new collection, which will be available this summer, probably in June. So I will update you on the exact date of release. But so far, this is how it will look like. This is the cover design that we, selected. And yeah, I'm very happy that all of you will be able to be in this wonderful collection amongst other very talented poets. So thank you. And well, hopefully you feel all refreshed for the second round. Is everybody ready? I'm gonna stop sharing this. Perfect. So we can start perhaps with the second round.
Hi, my name is Harshini and I'm an editor at the Poetry Lighthouse, and I'll be presenting the second round of recitals. So for the first person in the second round, we'll have Ashley Dunn performing the poem Slugs.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi there. Thank you for having me. Just to let you know, David, you're not on mute again. You might want to go on mute again in case. Yeah. Cool. So this is Slugs. I was finally leaving the woods when I saw a slug waving at me, quietly, softly, sweetly, then loudly, in an odd tone. Though I was one to enjoy such oddities back then. I nearly stood on it, the slug. it putting itself right at my feet, but then it repeated its sweetness at me, as it seemed to know I enjoyed such oddities back then. After all, I'd returned its wave, only it was that sent me back to the woods, and my wild for a while as the slug kept me talking and sharing, which was getting me lost again, as I did not notice the slug slowly getting away from the woods, me more lost in its tangle of weeds, that the slug was freed from the slug with a new voice, the voice not so sweet. The slug leaving now with their wave at the end, and by this time they shouted back to me in their wild wood, "No, no, 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 no. Are you sure? Because you see, I am sure I never did wave at you." Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashley, for the wonderful poem. Next up, we have T.R. Wallace with the poem Rivers.
Hello, can you hear me? Hi, everyone. Greetings from Australia, where it's 3 a.m. I'm just trying to bring up poem. Hopefully you can still see me. This poem I wrote in 2005, so a long time ago, and I decided to give up writing altogether not long after, so it's momentous to bring it back. Did I say this song? This poem called Rivers, which I also decided I preferred another title called Love Breaking Over Rocks. Rivers. It is meaningful to forget, and at midnight my tropes are blacked out and numberless. The real stars beneath my feet are weightless. When I step into love with her, it is lifeless and tight, because she is always out of sight. She is locked away in a vault a long way down. There is a balloon up ahead floating, and a tiny sound of her breathing. But her name is cracking there in the world that is calling. To a girl always running, there is no use moving space out. But I like her interior and the stages of an idea. I can leave her in moments, constellations. Her mind is in patches and alternating beauties. I'm glad I met her, and there is no track that is truth, only the wonder of lack and why or why not. But she is someone at the top, something mending and hungry, and in a blink she can be angry. Her mind raging like lions, bones glowing quickly. She is slow to touch you, and a good part of her is a broken heart fixing. I cannot hold her to account, because the next night is mixing. The sands are drifting, winds have stopped, and hopes are lost now. Fears flapping open and flickers of her glare. I don't know where she goes to, but around the corner there is a masterpiece and something left stolen. I still think she is golden. But her invisibility is like a coffin on fire. I'm not the type to throw stones forever, because higher up there is the gentle brush of water over our faces. For we are all in the river of our choices.
Thank you, Toby, for that really powerful poem. The next poem we have is titled Daphne Running from Apollo by Lucy Kent.
Hello, everybody. Just before I start, I think I might just add a slight content warning about this poem. This poem is obviously alluding to the story from Ovid's Metamorphosis, Daphne and Apollo, therefore has some talk about sexual assault within it. Okay, here is Daphne running from Apollo. You bastard, you followed her, forced her, did what you wished to her, barely noticed when her limbs turned to bark. You even took a trophy, a souvenir of your conquest, then left her, her body stiff as branches. And from that shallow grave, you picked up those laurel leaves, wove it into a crown, then bestowed it to your friends when they won other races. Only the trees mourn poor Daphne, while Apollo is revered as a god. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucy, for that wonderful poem. Next up, we have Nicholas Ola with the poem On the Drive Home.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to Erwin and the team for this honor. This is On the Drive Home. Half past midnight, every road is blocked like an artery, patience as frail as nerves. The distance between here and home grows wide and then wider. Hard rain pounds the road, heavy as footsteps marching up wooden stairs, the nervous waiting for what comes next. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. And for the final poem of the second round, we have Maysam Kakani with the poem The Rise of the Persian Bard.
Hello, I hope I'm audible. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I'm going to start. Okay. The Rise of the Persian Bard. Narrow-minded art thee, if thou thinkest that poor art I in poetry. Since sarcastic frugality lies in thy thought, I shan't strive to mark thee wrong, but my purpose and promise shall be to put thee out wrong. First, as prejudiced your mind is, you should wash off its partiality, of not what poetry is, but who a poet is. May let be honest to tell thee, a poet is one composed of Whitman's grasses, as to come to celebrate his inclusionary tongue, and to come to sing his exclusionary mind. Sec, thy mind without heart should note that when a poet cometh onto the stage, he cometh to make obsolete the reality behind, by a concoction of worldly elements that arise with him as to be supportive, like thou shouldest combine a variety, like Anahit's bottomless pit that waters every thirsty, better than Khayyam's wine alone, like Avicenna's sagacious beard, that is the solution to all thy health scares, and like Shakespeare's fair youth, that sets on fire the loins of the beholder, whether be they gal or gay. For the poet cometh alone, but he bringeth 10,000 along, as said the guileful sage surnamed Angelo. Third, thy mind with no hearty interference should see the art brought to life in poetic pen, as in how it lies in the poet's capability to erect a bridge in rivalry with what a master builder is capable of. From the frugality of thy mind to frugal beauty, a poet can write and amend thine humour. Hast thou ever heard one so bold and bare to construct a struct like the Russian bard, from naught to aught, from just a frugal think, cometh the gigantic rink, where poet is the centre, that bringeth together all the communities of black and white, to celebrate the wholeness of the god, and sing the tune of the population in bloom. Thank you very much.
That was a lovely poem. Thank you, Mason. And that was the end of the second round of poems. Thank you, everyone, for presenting.
Thank you, Hashani, for taking the lead on presenting these wonderful poems. And congratulations to all of these poets who just got to the second round. They were all absolutely wonderful, full of, you know, not just talent, but there's something very intimate about each of these poems, something that speaks about your own vulnerability. And as artists, that's what we are here for, to share these moments of vulnerability and to connect with people through them, through our emotions and the way we express, the way we see the world. So thank you very much. That was a very, very powerful poems for all of you. I would also like to thank everyone who the great words that all of you have given me. It's such a an honor to have such a supportive team and also such a nice poetry community. All of you have supported the Poetry Lighthouse in so many ways, and I thank you deeply for that. So yeah, this, as you know, we all do this voluntarily. All of our editors are volunteers, and I would like to thank the team because they have been, you know, wonderful throughout these years of the Poetry Lighthouse. Probably you might have, got edited by one of our editors here today, but many of them weren't able to come today. But as well, they work really hard to make every poem that is submitted shine and just to make sure everything looks, in its best possible way so that we can publish it. And without them, this would be extremely difficult to carry out. So thank you very much to all of the team and all the translators as well for, spreading out and to bringing new cultures into English speaking literature. It's really important to hear from other parts of the world. It's always really nice. So during the second intermission, I wanted to let you know that we have, I'm going to share again the PowerPoint. So we've got first intermission, second intermission. So we got our support. You can donate now to the Poetry Lighthouse if you want to support the community. So all of the things we do it for free, and we put a lot of time and effort. So if you would like to support in some way, if it's possible, I have shared the link on the platform, on all platforms. And if you're on YouTube right now, you can see the link as well in the description box. So yeah, it's you can simply go to that link, and it doesn't have to be much. Every little bit helps a lot to maintain the website and the team and all of the tools that we use for editing and publishing. Another way that you can help us is, if you would like, you can also get a copy of our first volume, which is right here. This is a very beautiful collection, our first collection of poetry, which includes more than 100 poems. These are all incredible, very beautifully penned, and there are so many themes, from happiness to love to family to culture, identity, fear, anxiety. There's everything in these pages. So I think it would be really nice. You can start getting your collection, so you can get all the volumes as the years pass by. And yeah, I think it's a very lovely, you know, um, a very lovely thing to have your work and other people's work as well, to get inspired. So yeah, I would invite you. You can get it on the website, or you can also go on Amazon and just type the Poetry Lighthouse Volume 1 and get a copy. It's around 12 pounds, depending on where you are, but it's internationally, you can buy it in any country. So, well, that's it for the intermission. And I can't wait to hear the last round of poems. We've had a few poets who weren't able to make it, but so far I've been extremely blown away by the amazing poetry that I've heard today. It's different to just read it than to hear the poet reading it. It's such a great experience. It's very powerful. And so, without any further ado, I will yield the floor to Jael, another editor of ours, who will present the third round.
Yes. Hi, can you all hear me? Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Yael. I'm an editor and translator at the Poetry Lighthouse, and I'm going to announce the last round of recitals. So to start with, we have Natalie Smith with An Alternate Place, A Different Time. I don't know. Oh, I don't think she's in the call. So we'll see. We'll circle back if she comes on in a bit. Then we've got Joseph House with Cherry Seeds.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. Cherry Seeds, to Yelena. Last year, the cherry pits flew in an envelope, got past customs somehow, and spent an artificial winter in the fridge. We split them with pliers, potted the seeds, and grew them in the high windows. We dabbed diluted milk on their cherry-scented leaves to kill the mildew. From end of summer till mid-October, we hardened them off for wind, night, and frost. They prepped for transplant into greater earth. Then, ketamine snow. We think 4 of them have survived, and it's one way to cut the odds of extinction, lest orchards be felled by steel-cased shells. Spring blossoms.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Joseph. Then we've got Emily Galindo with Pedal Pusher Rush Hour and the Night's Hush Hush Halo. Yeah, that's perfect. Hi. Oh, I think you're on mute still.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So first of all, thank you. I'm so grateful to be here. So here we go. Pedal Pusher, Rush Hour, and the Night's Hush Hush Hello. Heading home at 5:30, rush hour hems the town centre into an awkward pedal pusher, crunching up like tram-taught beeline. The symmetry of work days always makes me feel like I'm folding them back into my poppy-filled pillowcase. Overhead, patches of peacock belly blue are soft and loud, hollering liquid dreams and memories. Something about how night props up the street lights, shop signs, and Christmas decorations always cheers me up, like hands conspicuously cupping a secret into someone's ear. We're all in on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emily. Then we've got Caitlin Dunn with 8 Months After the Wildfire.
Thank you so much. Okay, so this one is about the Spring Creek fire in southern Colorado in USA. In 2018, burned over 100,000 acres of land, and the aftermath was something to behold. So 8 months after the wildfire. A deep-voiced rainfall river rolls up pasture like a tongue on a reed, playing past our white head gates and over the marsh where we'd put a box of thistle-eating flies. It pulls along opaque, chocolate-dark ashes, 10,000 parts per million. Every crawfish, trout, and minnow gone. Look at their bones lined up, like bleached natural keys. The water birds fly south to the desert. When the rain finally came, it just carried death. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Caitlin. And finally, we've got Mystery Incident by Gary Day. Oh, I think you're on mute, Gary.
Thank you to the organisers for this, and thank you to everybody who's read so far. I mean, it's really humbling listening to some of those poems, really humbling, lovely. Right, well, this poem is called Mystery Incident, and it's true because I was jogging around the park and saw it, but I didn't understand it. That's why it's called Mystery Incident. He was startled by the sudden appearance of a couple in the park, twittering next to a large perch with a day-glow orange bar. They were joined by an old woman in jazzy leggings, squawking at two small children, running in ever faster orbits round her. The bird, whatever it was, had disappeared into a green cage with broken bars, panicking the pigeons with its shrill oratory. The adults ringed the tree, cawing for it to come down. The feathered children flew past, screeching with what seemed like delight.
Great, thank you so much, Gary. I don't think Natalie Smith is on the call, so I think that's it for the third round of recitals. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elle, and everyone for reciting their poems. That was fabulous. I am still very impressed, almost tearing up for, there's very touching poems that have been read today, and I could not, thank you enough, all of you, to be in this call. It's so wonderful. I still cannot believe that this is happening, that all of the support and all of the beautiful community that, look at all of you at the moment in the call. That's wonderful. I love it. And these poems really touch our hearts, which is why our team have selected these poems to be shortlisted. I'm very, very happy for all of you. And now I think if there's no other, I think we've got all of the readers at the moment. So if there is no one left, then I guess we'll start the announcement of the prizes. I'm going to start sharing again the PowerPoint so we can get to announce the third prize and then the second and finally the first prize. So we go. Okay. So hopefully this is working. Okay. So here we go with the third prize. I think Kate is going to present it, or
Yep, is my connection okay? My laptop's a bit of a beast, but seems fine. Okay. I'm Kate. I'm one of the editors. Before I present the third place, I just want to say thank you to everyone who submitted and congratulations, because we had such a hard time picking. We were still fighting about it last weekend. It's been a real process to try and decide, and we really loved everyone's, which is why you were longlisted, shortlisted. But I'll stop yapping, and the third prize is On the Drive Home by Nicholas Olah.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Nicola. That was a beautiful poem on the drive home and definitely deserves a wonderful, wonderful praise because of all the beautiful imagery and the great touching undertones behind it. It's just wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, I think I'm up to present the second place winner. My name is Elizabeth Mateer. I'm one of the editors and translators here at the Poetry House. And also to reiterate what Kate said, thank you all for submitting such wonderful work. I really enjoyed getting to read all of your poems, and then hearing you recite them today has been really special. So without further ado, I would love to present the second prize winner of the Poetry Lighthouse this year. And the second prize goes to Joseph House for Cherry Seeds.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for presenting, and also congratulations, Joseph. That was an amazing poem. I remember when we were selecting the poems, this was really high up in the list because we all loved the imagery, how impactful it was. So thank you very much. Congratulations. Okay, and now we're going to the first place for the Poetry Lighthouse, which concludes today's ceremony. So I'm not gonna speak any longer, and let's just go for the winner. So the first prize goes to Alan Maggie with his poem, Your Dappled Yellow Hair. Congratulations. I don't know if he's still on the call, but either way, congratulations. This is an amazing poem, very beautiful as well.
Hello, that's fantastic. I can't believe it. Congratulations to everyone and Erwin and the team. You do an incredible job. I think poetry is so powerful. It really can change lives, personally and also emotionally. And I think if that can spread out in any ripples that we can make, it's the least or the most that we can do at this time when there are so many difficulties in the world. Poetry is so powerful. So thank you very much. I am gobsmacked, and good luck to everybody. They're all incredible poems, incredible poets, and it really is a wonderful experience to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alan, and everyone for today for being on the call and sharing your poems. This has been a very wonderful event, and I cannot wait to rewatch this again because I love rewatching our events to relive the wonderful readings of today. Thank you very much again. This has been a bit shorter than the last ceremony. It only lasted around an hour, give or take. But thank you so much. It was a very wonderful evening, or depending on where you are, I don't know if it's the evening, but thank you very much for being on the call, and congratulations to all the poets. Please keep writing. Your voice matters, and I think you all have the tools and the talent to do it. We all do. We're all poets in a way, and we can all, have the ability to share these wonderful experiences of life, of human life, and to make people feel, which is one of the most amazing things a human can do. So keep doing it, and if you like to keep submitting to us, please do. We would be more than delighted to read more of you. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you to all of the team for the wonderful job that you've done today. Thank you. You helped a lot. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations.
Bye.
Thank you all. See you.
See you.
Congrats.
Congratulations and thank you very much. Bye.
Congratulations.
Thank you all so much. It's such a pleasure to be here and see you all face to face.
Oh, thank you so much for coming to the event.
Thank you. It's been wonderful. Really enjoyed it. Appreciate all the effort you put into organising it.
Thank you so much, Carrie.
Bye, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone. Bye.
Bye now.
Thank you very much, everyone. Well done. Well done, everyone. Well done, Erwin and your team. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
And thank you, Cassandra, as well, for your beautiful words. That was amazing. Thank you for the introduction. Very inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is so wonderful.
See you. Bye-bye.
Good evening. Bye.